Hello, the Pioneer viewers. Today we bring you a striking development from the Ukrainian front. This is not about the fall of a city or the loss of a strategic position. It's the story of one of the Kremlin's most loyal warriors disappearing quietly, revealing the unseen face of war as the war in Ukraine approaches its fourth year. It's not just territories collapsing, but also symbols. And this time, at the center of the story stands Akhmet Battalion Commander Yevgeny Pisaryenko, one of the leading figures in the Chechen Special Forces, a man once hailed among Putin's fearless soldiers. According to pre-Russian media sources, Pisaryenko was reportedly killed during heavy clashes in eastern Ukraine while filming himself on the front lines at the very moment of his death. But what's most striking is the silence from the Kremlin. Normally, when a Chechen soldier dies, Ramzan Kadyrov immediately releases a statement praising them as heroes. This time, however, there's nothing. No official statement, no funeral, no honorable farewell. Naturally, this raises the question, did Pisaryenko really die, or is the Kremlin hiding the truth? Before we dive into the analysis, a quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss our daily reports and special analyses. I personally read all your comments, so keep sharing your thoughts with us and tell us in the comments what kind of stories you'd like to see next here on The Pioneer. Now let us begin. Videos circulating on social media suggest a darker picture behind this silence. Footage allegedly captured by a Ukrainian drone, that is, shows a precision strike targeting a group of Chechen soldiers. In the aftermath, several men identifiable by their uniforms lie motionless on the ground. These images from the Ukrainian front remind us once again how sudden and devastating war can be. A Chechen commander holding his camera, walking confidently with a look of pride mixed with determination. He's encouraging his men, recording the moment, and just seconds later, everything turns to darkness. The sound of the explosion pierces not only the camera, but the silence itself. The image shakes, the screen flashes white, and in that instance, the cold truth of war strikes the hearts of viewers thousands of kilometers away. The man killed was a commander of the Chechen Special Forces recently deployed alongside Russian troops in eastern Ukraine. But that captured moment wasn't just a death. It became a symbol and a symbolic turning point. It shows that this war is no longer fought only on the battlefield, but also in front of cameras. The Ukrainian side has not officially claimed responsibility, but sources close to Kyiv describe it as a special operation designed to shatter Russia's psychological superiority. The alleged death of Pisaryenko is not just the loss of a commander. It's another sign of how fragile Putin's war strategy has become. Since the beginning of the invasion, Chechen units have been the Kremlin's most powerful propaganda tool. TikTok videos, songs, chants all worked to uphold the image of invincibility. But this time, the screens are silent, the videos have stopped, the songs have faded, the slogans are gone. Because this death has exposed how vulnerable Russia's show army really is. From Ukraine's perspective, this incident is seen as a symbolic victory. Military analysts in Kyiv argue that the fall of figures like Pisaryenko doesn't just shift, that is, the battlefield, it changes morale. Indeed, Russia's propaganda machine has long relied on the fear of the Chechens. But now the direction of fear has changed. The Ukrainian army isn't just reclaiming territory, it's dismantling the Kremlin's psychological armor piece by piece. Meanwhile, the Kremlin's silence is fueling growing questions about the Russian public. Telegram channels are filled with messages like, "Why no statement this time?" and "Why is Kadyrov silent?" Some insiders claim the news is being suppressed to prevent a moral collapse because as the war drags on, Russia's social endurance is breaking down. Every new loss is no longer just a fallen soldier, it's the loss of faith itself. But there's another dimension to the story, the slow unraveling of Putin's power from within. Though Chechen commanders appear loyal, reports from the ground tell a different story. According to some sources, Chechen units have been busy covering up casualties and hiding failed missions. That signals a gradual weakening of the Kremlin's control over the front lines. The disappearance of figures like Pisarenko is not only a military blow, but also a political one. For Ukraine, these developments are the long-awaited signs of Russia's morale cracking. Every fallen commander strikes at the heart of the Kremlin's propaganda. Every silenced video marks another front Putin is quietly losing. And every silence echoes like a shout of defeat. Reports from the front are also feeding unrest inside Russia. In recent weeks, many Russian soldiers have openly refused to fight. Some who surrendered to Ukrainian forces confessed, "They sent us here by force. We had no training. Our commanders abandoned us to die." Others said they fear returning home because what awaits them there is either prison or another front line. This breakdown within the Russian army is turning into a major crisis for the Kremlin. Desertions are rising every day and finding volunteers is getting harder. To the public, this reality makes the war look increasingly pointless. So, now the pioneer asks, is this really just the death of a single commander or the moment when Russia's myth of invincibility begins to crack? Time will tell. But one thing is certain. In every war, sometimes a single event becomes the fracture that brings an entire system down. Perhaps Yevgeny Pisarenko's name will go down in history as one of those invisible turning points of this conflict. Because sometimes silence echoes louder than a cannon blast. The pioneer asks once more, do you think this event will strengthen Russia's resolve or make the beginning of its collapse? Share your thoughts with us, because sometimes the greatest echoes come from the quietest falls.